Hi, hello, everybody. Let me clarify a little bit with regard to what I said yesterday about the third type of suffering. I had a brief discussion with Venerable children about the meaning of it, and I checked the Chinese translation source and the Abhidhamma Gosha and the commentary on the Abhidhamma Gosha. It says that the third type of suffering is pervasive over all the phenomena, the conditioned dharma. We talk about the happy feeling, which bring us the suffering of change, the unhappy feelings that bring us the suffering of suffering. But this third type of suffering takes place in both the suffering of suffering and the suffering of change, and also the feeling that is neither suffering nor happy. This is because this suffering comes from the nature of the conditioned dharma. Because the conditioned dharma arising and passing away in each moment. And we talk about this as the suffering. So this is a bit different way of interpretation from the Tibetan tradition. This is from Chinese translation source.
What you described is very similar to the Tibetan.
Oh, okay.
Because I think when you say the conditioned dharma, dharma refers mostly to the aggregates.
Oh, I see.
Just having the conditioned aggregates. And what you said about the neutral feeling.
Right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Good. So, as long as it's conditioned dharma, it undergo this kind of suffering. So, because of this suffering, then the Buddha says that the suffering is one of the Four Noble Truths. It's pervasive, it's all over. No, it's nothing exception. So this is a noble truth. But this suffering is very subtle. It's not easily be discerned by the ordinary person. So there's an example given in the text. It says that this suffering is just like an eyelash. If you put one eyelash on a palm, you will not be aware of it. But if you put the eyelash on your eye, you immediately feel suffer, right? Suffer. So, so the ordinary people are like the palm. It does not. The people don't aware of this kind of suffering. But the sages, the enlightened beings, are like the eyes. They feel this kind of suffering immediately, and feel very fearful about it. So they want to get rid of this kind of suffering. So they want to work hard to get out of this samsara, to be liberated. Can you understand? So, okay, now let me go to the second characteristics. That the conditioned world, that's impermanent. The impermanent, I checked the text, the Chinese source, and I found that the Chinese source, that when they interpreted the interpretation, impermanent, is more focused on the end part. So when people meet together, the separation is eventually take place. And if you go up high, eventually you will go something that go down. So, and when we think about that life is going to be end in one day, so we want to go find something that is more reliable, more solid. So then we can go on the path of liberation instead of stay in samsara. That is how we look at the case where people think about the impermanence, because we are going to die and the perishable, the body, and nothing is reliable. So in this case, we talk about impermanent. So in Chinese interpretation, when we talk about impermanence, it's talk about everything goes to an end as long as it's conditioned Dharma. So this is how we understand impermanent.